like I said before the game, like they're not going to quit. And, their ability to, play in the paint with physicality is something that we've talked about. And, Valanciunas had 25 rebounds and, they had 25 offensive rebounds. And they end up with, I'm not quite sure, but close to 20 more shots than us, something along those lines. So that allows for them to have so many extra possessions, and that can tire you out. I thought, we hadn't played in over a week, and I thought there was some rust on our side in execution of certain offensive sets. Defensively, we got a bit spread out, especially in the third quarter. They had 37 points in that quarter, but I told our guys, to be able to persevere under those circumstances in a playoff game and win the game, you'll take it every time. And I feel like we're going to get better once we get our game legs underneath us come Tuesday.
Do you think that was some of the best defense you guys have played on the season in the first half?
First half was great. I mean, I got to look at the tape. I thought they missed some shots. But, the first half was Suns defense. In the second half, especially the third, we gave up a lot of one-on-one drives to the basket, and then our bigs had to come over and help, and then you give up offensive rebound. So we got to do a much better job of staying in front of the ball. But to your point, first half is the kind of defense we can play over the course of a 48-minute game.
Are you concerned about the disparity of offensive rebounds?
Yeah, it's been something we've talked about for a while. We have to continue to work at, hitting those guys first. I think the bigs are caught in between coming over to help on the drive and staying with Valanciunas. And, we have to do a better job of staying in front of the ball from the perimeter so the bigs can stay connected. But give him credit. He was a physical force tonight, but we'll be better come Tuesday.
Coach, obviously, you've seen Chris do this before, but again, he got 17 out of 19.
Yeah.
Just let him go, put the ball in there.
Yeah, he was running middle pick and roll. A couple times we did a side pick and roll, but they were switching, and the big backed up, and he had a hot hand, and he was knocking down shots. And then there were a couple times he just got to the basket. But I think the team set up having the shooters around him allows for him to get to the paint, and DA and JaVale diving puts a lot of pressure on the rim. But that's just classic Chris. At the right time, he takes over, and we needed it. There was a spell in the third where we just turned it over. We got bad shots. We got to the basket and missed the layup, and then we fell down, and we were behind in transition. It was like a 5-on-3 break at times if we had a guy in the corner. And so his ability to knock down those shots allowed for us to set our defense.
One of the things I add, Coach, is you're big on film sessions.
Yeah.
After the game. How important will it be to have that tomorrow with the guys?
It'll be huge. The guys were already talking about it. They know what to expect, and it's all in an effort to get better. When we talk about rebounding and we give up that many offensive rebounds, there's a reason why, and we got to look at it. We can say one thing, but when you look at the film, it may be something totally different. And so maybe a breakdown on the ball, just guarding the ball, or it could have been a pick and roll coverage because we were up some with our bigs. And so if a shot goes up, they're behind. And Valanciunas is a big dude, so we just have to do a much better job of keeping him off the glass.
What's the message of physicality, Coach? That cheap shot that DA took. I mean, you don't want your guys taking that in their own hands, but at the same time, you got to respond.
No, I don't think the goal is to win the game. That's the icing on the cake, and that's what I told DA in that timeout. We don't want anybody cheap shotting our guys. I got to look at the film. The coaches told me they didn't think it was a malicious shot, but nonetheless, it was a physical game. I mean, when the team has that many offensive rebounds and runs that many pick and rolls, you're going to touch somebody every once in a while. But I'm not quite sure it was a malicious shot. I got to look at the film to make sure. I didn't see that.
Speaking of DA, I know the rebounding is a little bit of a concern, but defensively, I mean, especially for a while,
as he's played this year. What do you think?
I thought the ability to guard smaller guys and force tough shots. I think he had a couple where he was guarding a smaller guy and they tried to get to the basket and he sent it out of bounds, and that allowed for us to set our defense. He's a weapon for us. You know, when you're in a late clock situation and you can put a 7-foot athletic guy on the ball and trust him not to foul and force a tough shot, you'll take that every time.
Coach, on a related note, how did you like the defense point of attack, especially, holding McCollum to 9 of 25? It seemed like
Mikhail's just, he's long, he's aggressive. He got a bit frustrated on that one where he got a foul call, and I didn't think that was a technical. I mean, this is a physical, emotional game, and he slaps the ball. Mikhail's not that kind of a player. He's frustrated because, he may have given up a foul, but, CJ's a handful, and he's one of the rare guys that can dribble, 10, 15 times and get off a shot. And Mikhail's one of the rare guys that can stay in front and force a tough shot. So we know that he has the ability to stay in front of people. In the end, they were trying to get Mikhail off of him. And we got to try our best to keep him on their scores. I thought he and Jay did a really good job, and Cam and Torrey on their scores tonight.
Coach, I know you said you want to look at the film, but the Pelicans have been getting a lot of offensive rebounds all season. You guys. And that one win they had, they were 20 more than you. What's been the problem most of the time this year? Has it been the boxing out of the bigs or the smaller guys, getting in there and getting those rebounds defensively?
All of it. It's been, we have to have a hit first mentality. When you look around the league, like boxing out has become like a lost art. When the shot goes up, everybody's stargazing. You know what I mean? And we've talked about it, and our guys understand it. And teams are taking advantage of it. Free throw box out, you see guys pushing you under the stanchion, that kind of thing. But we just have to do a better job. I can sit here and talk about it all day long. They're not going to stop doing that. They've done it all season, not just against us, but they've been in the positive more times than not in that category.
Monty, when you just look back on the defense again in the first half, how much of that was just team-based in terms of rotations you guys were making? Because it seemed like a lot of the effort was to deny Ingram and McCollum's space once they dribbled.
I mean, we're just trying to make it as tough on those guys as we can. A lot of it was, putting two guys on the ball, but then the weak side pulled in to force a longer pass if we could. Some of it was just forcing them into one-on-one situations. And in the first half, they didn't make that many shots. In the second half, they made more shots in that environment. But the first half defense, we were way more connected than we were in the third quarter.
With Landerson and not playing, is that just not a comfort level with him physically, or just not where the rotation?
No, I just decided to shrink the rotation. I talked to him before the game and told him what I was thinking. Having a longer defender on Ingram was the idea, but there may be opportunities for Landry to get out there. There was a moment in the second when they took CJ out. I thought about getting him in there, but we also had Jay out, and I decided to keep Torrey on Ingram. So it's just one of those deals this time of the year where I'm not doing it because everybody else does it, but it's where we are as far as shrinking the rotation.
The way they defended Chris there was not only the switching, but the multiple buys. How do you feel like maybe the other four guys adjusted?
I just think we spaced properly. I mean, the couple times where Chris got to the basket, that doesn't happen if we're not spaced properly. All of our guys understand for Chris and Book to be effective like that, we have to be in our proper spaces, whether it's extreme corner or at the 4-point line. And a couple of times when he got all the way to the rim, you could see that the floor was spaced because we do have guys who can knock down shots.
We'll finish with the Athletics Jason Quick on Zoom.
Hey, Coach. I think we've all seen Chris do some pretty special things, but tonight felt a little more special. Can you kind of put into perspective what you saw from him tonight?
I mean, I've seen it a ton, and I mean, our local media are probably sick of me saying it, but it's something I'm grateful for. You know, it's not a play call. It's not an X and O thing. It's just his ability to understand when he needs to take over a game. And I don't think I've been around anybody like Chris that just has that innate feel for that time. He does a really good job of not injecting himself into the game when he hadn't had a shot. And then he has a feel for the offense being a bit stagnant, or we've turned it over, or we just didn't get good shots. And then he just goes into his mix and has the ability to get his own shot or find guys in an environment where they can score. And it's just his ability. He's just a great basketball player, not just a great point guard, but a great basketball player.
Yeah, I think our defense slipped a little bit. Obviously, offensive rebounds, second chance points, and, we weren't shifting for each other anymore, but, we figured it out. It's a long game. Watching just playoffs historically, you've watched teams go on runs and they get cut down plenty of times. So, we just have to stay locked in, all the way through 48 minutes. And I think the recovery time from when a team goes on the run to where we can get it back to how we're playing is important.
Last thing I was just seeing, Chris, I know you've seen it, we've all seen it, but what was it like to see it again?
That man's a true competitor, a true winner, and he wants it that bad. So you can see it in his demeanor, you can see it in his walk. So it shouldn't surprise anybody. He's built for these moments.
Both you mentioned shifting for each other. Was that the key to the first half defensive success for you?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously making it tough on their two primary scorers. But the thing about shifting, it kind of puts you in a disposition for rebounding. So finding that balance of shifting off somebody, and then, a lot of those guys are crashing every possession over there. So, finding a way to be physical with them before they get in the paint.
Monty mentioned you guys are eager to already have a film session, kind of look back on the rebounds. How do you guys just kind of go through those types of situations where it's obvious what went wrong and you want to practice together?
Hey, the thing is, it's not, the old high school practices where you can do real rebounding drills. So, it's only something that you can emulate in the game or feel in the game. And, you can't do any real contact like that in practice. So we can stress it, but it has to be on our minds every possession.
Right after the opening tip, you hit that first three-pointer. It looked like you and the rest of the team, had kind of hit that playoff gear. Were you proud of the way the team just kind of took the week layoff and then came out like that?
Yeah, that's what we talked about post-game. Anytime you haven't played in 8 days, and a few of us guys taking a few rest days at the end of the season, like, just to come out and have the start that we did, we were proud of. Obviously slipped in the third quarter a little bit, like I said, defensively, but, we just have to take it to that notch, turn it up a notch and take it into that gear.
I know rebounding is kind of an issue, but, DA's defensive effort, it really looked like he was kind of a different level. What do you think of what he brought, 4 blocks and all that stuff?
It was supposed to be 5 blocks, by the way. But he just protected our paint, man. We tell him that every day. If somebody gets beat, you rotate. And we have to have his back when Valanciunas is in offensive rebounding position and those other guys are crashing. So, we're telling him sell out, stop the ball. That's what scores. So you have Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum coming downhill, leave your man and make it tough on him.
You mentioned that point of attack defense. What did you see from Mikal and from your guys' other wings as far as kind of limiting their ability to get inside?
We stress that. It's obvious what they have over there, the talent that they have, with those two guys with their ability to score and make tough shots. So, we just try to make it tough on them every possession. That doesn't always go in our favor. They're going to hit some shots, but, as long as it's tough and, making them work for it.
I realize you've got reps now, quite a few reps now with Chris, but when you've got a play or a matchup that you like, he basically ran the same play 5-6 times in a row. Are you guys calling that, or is that just you just know what you're going to do?
That's just, having a feel for each other, the chemistry, the IQ. something works, you know, we're going to go back to it. I know it sounds simple, but you watch a lot of games sometimes and teams don't expose the weak link out there, what we call the pigeon, the person that can't guard. And we have somebody that we feel that can't guard and they're switching 1 through 5 or 1 through 4. We're going to keep going to it.
Hey, Chris, we talked about early in the fourth quarter, we had the 17 points early on. What was it about the game? And when did you decide you just needed to take over at that point?
I don't know. Just sort of taking what the defense gives us. You know what I mean? When Book's not in there, we always trying to find other ways to score. You know what I mean? And that's playing off of one another. And I could hear Willie yell out, "Go under." You know what I mean? So that means they're gonna go under the ball screen. So that's like inviting me to shoot.
Chris, Nance was Evan. He had a positive impact on their run to get back in the game. As soon as you came in, that seemed to really work. Is that something you, in addition to hearing Willie say that, is that something you were thinking about right when you came in the game?
No, it was just, I mean, you read the game, sort of take what the defense gives you. They started, when they bring Nance in, they usually read 1 through 5, which means switch every ball screen. So it was open, take it, you know what I mean, or drive and create for others.
Chris, Devin was talking about your demeanor in terms of impact. Like this. Talk about your demeanor when you guys on your run to basically like look up when you wanted to get this corrected right away. I'm just curious, what's that mentality of the takeover situation for you?
Just reading the game. We watch games all day, every day. We got to watch all the games yesterday. We watched the games today. And you know, in the playoffs, teams aren't going to lay down. It ain't like the regular season. When the team get a lead, they sub everybody out. And that team over there, they're going to keep playing hard. So just trying to make sure, you know, we got the energy back into the game.
If I were to have both of you guys, seeing Mikal and Cam Johnson, 2 finalists for the 6-man and defensive player of the year. For you two, what's that mean to see them get that kind of respect from them?
I mean, I want to see them win it. That's what they deserve.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mikal finalist, Stevens Blair, coach finalist, Cam Johnson finalist, 6-man of the year.
Chris, what did you think worked for you guys so well defensively in the first half?
We were just connected. We were connected. We was just making it tough on CJ. Same thing with BI, you know, and closing out to their shooters. Yeah, we was just on the string. I think a lot of times people think about our offense and how we move the ball and stuff, but our defense is really what we sort of hang our hats on.
Chris, when you hear Willie, you know, go under, you smile to yourself at all after you hit a couple, do you give him a look?
Good question.
I know Willie. Willie, my man. You got to think about it. That was my teammate a few times or whatnot. So we didn't play together and played against him. He was our coach last year or whatnot. So I sort of got an idea what coverages will come, but it's all in the game. It's all love, always.
Because there's one thing to read the defenses and take the shots. When you went into a rhythm there where you were hitting 3-pointers, a layup, you dished off to McGee, you had a couple of free throws, and all of a sudden it's 17 points in a row. What's it like when you get in that rhythm where everything you take, you know you're going to hit?
I didn't know it was 17 points in a row. For me, I'm just saying we need to increase the lead. And so for me, it's just continue to play. And it's crazy. I watch games a lot, and sometimes when people get hot like that, they just take a crazy shot and what they call a heat check. That's got to be the dumbest thing I ever heard of. Like, you should just, he gonna take a crazy one. But for me, I just figured keep taking good shots. Why take a bad one and then not be hot no more? But that's why I'm not a scorer, I guess.
I don't know. All good shots. I don't think there was one crazy one of them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Pulled up from half court.
You just answered the other guys being finalists for the postseason awards, but you were not named as a finalist for the MVP. MVP. Do you have any thoughts you want to share on that?
No, not really. You know, our main focus is playoff time, man. You know, I want those guys to obviously get the rewards because we celebrate everything as a team, but it's go time, man. We have our eyes on the prize.
Fellas, all season long, struggled against discipline, with rebounding, let's struggle again tonight. How concerned are you with that? What do you think you can do correctly? I know that's not necessarily your job, but.
No, it is our job. We're a team. And so for us, we're not going to grow overnight. You know what I mean? So we just got to keep putting bodies on guys, boxing out, trying to do it as a collective. And it's something that we knew going into the series. We'll take the win, but we also understand, you know, we'll come in tomorrow and figure out how we can get better at that.
So you both shoot well and Aiden shoot well, and Mikhail shooting fairly well, and came off the bench, doing his job shooting well. But then Jay's having an off night. So what are the things that you discuss with him to help him keep his confidence up and contribute in other ways?
I mean, he's been here before. You know, he's experienced. So, you know, this game's over and we're on to the next one. He does so many things out in the court, you know, that are more valuable than, you know, just him shooting efficiently. Obviously, he can do that. But, you know, his defensive presence, his communication, you know, he's a true winner. You know, he's been to back-to-back finals appearances, so he understands what it takes, you know. So that's the least of our worries. You know, he's going to make shots. He's built for the moment. But he does so many things to just pinpoint him out of all of us shooting well and him not.
Finish with one base quick on Zoom.
Chris, I think one of the things that makes great players great is their ability to own a moment and take over a game in crucial moments. I know you said you were just reading the game, but can you kind of put your finger on how you have that innate ability to read the game and know, okay, this is my time to take over?
I've been playing for a while, for a long while, to tell you the truth. And I don't know, I think just naturally you read, like if Book got it going, if Cam got it going, if DA got it going or whatnot, it's whatever. So over the course of the game, you just try to keep that energy there. And if that means I got to score, then so be it. And Book and them guys stay on me. They talk to me all the time. And who was it? Jamal Crawford, fam, one of my teammates came up to me at halftime and was like, shoot the ball. That's what he said to me and Book when we were standing over there. And so started shooting.
No, I'm fine. You know, that's how they want to start the series, then so be it. It's a physical game, it's the playoffs. You know, hits like that count. You know, regular season, you got, 81 more after a game like that. But, we in the playoffs. So, I mean, it didn't look like he did it intentional. So I'm not really, it's part of the game. So I'm not really going crazy or, over no hit.
What is your overall assessment of the game, obviously, Chris, fourth quarter, that is each fourth quarter, the overall view of the game?
Rebounding. A lot of offensive rebounds. That's about it. I think our defense was solid all around, but it's just we gotta get them dudes off the glass, man. Can't give them dudes life, But definitely, I loved our defense tonight. It was communicating and making sure we get back. But definitely, just communicating, making sure we protect home, and just gotta work on that glass part. That's it.
You guys switch 1 through 5 and that leaves you out on the perimeter and leave somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you correct or address that when that's part of the guy?
Just second effort, it's the thing we do, but you just, having that second effort to crack back on the big and, make sure you get a clean hit and not, give up an old board. That's about it. We work on stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, you relish the chance to get to switch and then trap to outside and you can just kind of play defense that way, like to get mobile.
Yeah, it was fun. Just being that coordinator, telling my guys where the screen's coming from and where I'm at, on the screen. I like sliding my feet, so just being out there and just causing havoc, and especially in the pick and rolls we're in. It was fun, and just protecting the rim as well. making sure I protect the rim, doing my best just to get back and, just put a body on Valanciunas.
Did you sense you guys were on string in that first half, especially how you're confident?
Huh?
Did you sense you guys were on a string in the first half?
Yes, most definitely came out the gate doing that, and we were rebounding the ball, and we was pushing our offense, man, with pace. Defense creates offense, so I mean we was in the attack mode for sure.
Yeah, I know you've seen it lots of times before, but how do you put in perspective the way that Chris Paul can?
Man, that is the CP3 show. We just got a little taste of it. We was locked in. He just took advantage of what the defense gave him. There was a lot of switching going on in that quarter. And he just took advantage of it. He did what he did best and reading the defense and just attacking. And we trust it.
So back to the first half, they shot 22%. How much of it was your defense? How much of it was they just weren't making shots? And then later on, they were going to hit some shots.
Mhm.
They went up like 36%.
Yeah.
What was your evaluation of them before you?
That third quarter, first quarter we came out great on the defensive end, but that third quarter we got into a little slump where our offense wasn't, making up for our defense, and those dudes are relentless. It's a tough team, so it was just attacking and attacking, getting to the free throw line, and they were still on the glass in that third quarter. So I think they scored like 37 points in that quarter, to put them in that game. So just making sure we don't lose our mentality on the defensive end when nothing's not going for us on the offensive end. That's about it.
Back on the rebound. Book said that they were asking you to sell out.
Mhm.
Especially on the good shooters.
Mhm.
So that takes you out of.
What's that?
When they miss. So what are you guys going to be able to do to clean that up?
Me, I trust my teammates. If I gotta sell out, I just know they gotta have my back. I can't be in between. Neither of us can be in between. We just gonna have to do what the coaches ask us, and communicate and try to adjust. When it gets out of hand like tonight on the old boarding, maybe I might have to stay, and I can't go this time and try to get a good fight down low and try to get the board, close out the possessions.